Is CBSE margins better than Maharashtra margins? What all do you procure from outside? What do you do in-house in this office? And who do you supply to? Scroll back in those days. I remember it was written on chalk and the board,
Right.
like a slate type.
Correct.
And kids used not notebooks, but it was slate.
And we started with virtual classroom
Okay.
where history was live, like Dandi March of Gandhiji.
This time we are with a company that's into the education space. And this is not Byju, this is not Physics Wallah, but a more traditional company that has been in the education field since the last 40 years. So what is so unique about this QR code? It's everywhere. We have done many companies from different industries, from defense to chemicals to pharma, and this is the first time we are with a company that's into the education space. And this is not Byju, this is not Physics Wallah, but a more traditional company that has been in the education field since the last 40 years, 45 years. The company name is Chetana Education. It's a 200 crore market cap company. In 2024, they came up with their IPO in the SME segment of the National Stock Exchange. And today we're talking to them, seeing how this industry has changed from maybe like 1980s until today. What is the company doing? What is the entire value chain of this business? And much, much more. So thank you, Mr. Anil, for having us here.
Thank you so much, Sriram.
So first, where do I start from? Okay. What is that your company does? Like, what is your raw materials? Meaning, what all do you procure from outside? What do you do in-house in this office? And who do you supply to?
So we have our own content. We hire authors. We have in-house author also. We have content team. So we design. We give them a brief. So before starting, we do a lot of brainstorming, understanding the blueprint of the book, how it has to be happen, and then yes, we acquire paper and we get it printed, done from other printing units.
Understood. Okay. And then you supply to?
And then we have a sales team. They go to schools, like we are touching almost 25,000-30,000 schools.
Okay.
Pan India.
Okay.
And we do our presentations. Then we talk about our USPs, and then they recommend, and then it goes to the dealers network.
Okay.
And from dealers we get orders, and then we supply.
Understood. Understood. So the content, you do not sit on your laptop and write. You've got authors across India, maybe other countries as well, doing this content. Let's say, and you supply these textbooks from KG1 or kindergarten
to 12, right,
to 12th grade. Okay. So if you're making a textbook for 5th grade, let's say,
right,
the item, the topics to be covered will come from where? Who says?
So we have a guideline from the government. So there are two scenarios. One, we are into a Maharashtra state board, and we are into CBSE market also. So Maharashtra state board follows textbooks. Accordingly, we create a practice book kind of a thing, and additional materials we create, master keys, solutions. And in case of CBSE, there are a lot of schools, they follow private publication books. So we have a guideline.
Okay.
And then we, get a good authors, like if you have heard of Derek O'Brien, his brother Barry O'Brien. So like that, we have an authors team.
Okay.
So they write for us, and then we do proofreading, and our editors also check thoroughly here. So it's a cross-checking 3 to 4 times we do, and then we type, and the stuff goes like that.
So summarize this. Let's say CBSE board or Maharashtra education board, they decide the syllabus.
Right.
Let's say bone structure is a science topic.
Correct.
And then these 400, 500 authors that you have agreements with, they will create this content according to that syllabus.
Right.
And this you will procure paper, you will give it to the manufacturers along with the content. The
Absolutely.
manufacturer will give you this books.
Correct.
Then this books is given to your sales team to pitch to the schools,
Absolutely.
and then sold accordingly to
Absolutely.
private
Yes.
schools.
Yes.
So you're saying that I thought, okay, that these schools have, like, the government gives the textbook directly, but no.
No.
Okay,
Even they have to procure from the dealers.
dealers.
So along with private books, they supply all government books wherever it
Okay.
is needed.
Okay. So all schools, they have a mix of both private and government books.
Yeah. So Maharashtra, the business wise, if you say, there are few schools who are buying directly from us. So in that case, student buy textbooks from the market, and additional books like practice books and all we supply to the schools directly,
Okay.
and that benefit goes to the students.
Understood. Understood.
And in case of CBSE, 95% schools, they have a authorized vendor with them, and then they procure the books for the schools and they provide it.
Okay. Okay. And you don't manufacture these books at all.
No.
Okay.
So we are asset light.
Okay.
So we mainly focus on marketing and distribution.
Understood. So tell me one thing. When I first attended my school, or I didn't go to nursery school back in those days. I remember it was written on the board, okay,
Right.
like a slate type.
Correct.
And kids used not notebooks, but it was slate.
Correct.
Okay, and then it evolved. And 2024, the how I studied in 2010 is much different than our students are learning now. So from, let's say, 1980s up until 2024, how has this medium of education evolved?
So, Shriram, honestly, interesting question. I have a lot of things to talk, but I don't know how much you will allow me to talk. Just wanted to start this business started from my father.
Okay.
He started with retail shop, and then he got into publishing. So, if you ask anybody from Bombay, we were very well known by Mumbai University, like master keys and 3 test papers. So we were into law books also.
Okay.
So then I was also learning. I just started going to my office and I was understanding, and he was my real guru. So he taught me a lot of things. So then I started with thinking, exploring school business. So I started with Maharashtra board. So when I used to go to schools to understand, so I thought it's not that easy. So then one fine day, if you allow me, I'll
Yes.
talk. I know what I have to do. So we started with a KG segment. So one day, fine day, I happened to go to Universal Studio in US with my family. So I saw kids were getting really, attracted to the characters, the way they have done.
Okay.
So when I came back, I really wanted to do something different, not because you said traditional publishing. So honestly, I want you to correct here. We are no more traditional publishers.
Yes.
So we keep on thinking something different for the market, for the child. So you'll not believe I've came here and I've created the whole new series of books with lots of characters, and it took me a lot of pain, and we did it with passion. So whatever characters we have created in the books,
Okay.
which practically we have a set of characters we have developed,
Okay.
and whichever school used to buy our books, so a character used to go and meet the students. So all that journey, my journey started, and I got a very good edge when I was young. So that's how we started with so many things. Every year we think of something different,
Okay.
and new things are coming. So like your question, yes, there are a lot of changes is there now. No more chalk and board. So in 2012, I should not say, or I don't know, we have created a software where we went to film industry also. We made it a so beautiful software, and we started with virtual classroom
Okay.
where history was live, like Dandi March of Gandhiji. So children used to see live Dandi March. So all that clippings we have collected from film industry, and that's how we got into software, we understood. Then the educom and all that has started with smartboard, which most of the schools have adopted. So yes, the process is already started. It's, I mean, a tech is introduced long back.
Okay. Like you introduced tech in the most basic format
Yes,
for in the classrooms in say 2012,
yes,
where people could see, not just read about it and see
yes,
the very stagnant
yeah,
images, but actually have a view of what went on. Even
and
the pictures were, back
correct,
then 90s,
correct.
the shots were
So
not that great.
whatever issue you believe, so
Yeah.
the whole idea was, so we created entire syllabus. We started with only 10th standard because those times we had not enough money to do it, but it went really very well. So we had some thought that we have to be different in the market, otherwise no point selling a traditional books.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that's how it started.
Okay. So to summarize, the answer to my question is that before it was like chalk and slate.
Yeah,
Then it transformed into like whiteboard and markers with
yeah,
different colors.
yeah.
Then it transformed into like smart boards,
Smart
which you
boards,
mentioned, let's say
yes,
2012 post.
correct.
And then after 2020, it was a huge inflection point for everyone. Okay,
Absolutely.
the biggest losers of today and the winners of today. It was a big
Yeah,
inflection
our
point.
industry was, yes, badly
Yes.
affected.
Yes. So tell me what changed after 2020 in like a minute.
So honestly, the COVID, yes, was a blessing for us, and somehow there was no option available. So everybody had to accept the technology part, which was a big boon. So we thought, why not get into a technology? But at the same time, we understood only technology will not work.
You're right.
So we had a traditional books also. So then we understood, and luckily we got enough time and enough talent we got. We got teachers who were very free on COVID period. So we have created, the whole approach was nine multiple intelligence was in our behind our mind. The students should get ease to study wherever, however they want to. So then thought of creating QR. So then we created more than 35,000 videos, and we have created an entire series into digital. So
Understood.
it is a traditional also and a technology also.
Understood.
So which gave us an edge in our business.
Okay. Is this the QR code scanning item that you showed me in your office you're talking about?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Like, okay. So if a student, let's say, is not able to focus on the classroom, but has that ability to focus, to study at home, then let's say a topic is there that's mentioned in the textbook that you're
Yes.
providing, you just scan the QR code of that certain topic. They get to,
Single question also. If
okay.
it stucks, you just have to scan. Teacher appears and explains.
Okay. So what is so unique about this QR code? It's everywhere. What is
So,
unique
no,
about yours?
those time, I mean, at present also in Maharashtra State Board, the workbooks we created,
Right.
and if you see the depth of the video,
Okay.
it's something different. Like if you are in 10th standard and if you follow our series, I don't think you need to go to any coaching classes, or you don't have to buy any additional reference books. It is
Yes.
all in one. So we have given enough space to write, and there are every question we have a QR code.
Okay.
So and honestly, if there are habits of the child, somebody wants to read at night, somebody
Right.
wants to get up at 6 o'clock and study. So those thoughts came, okay, it has to be available whenever their child wants to study. So then we started getting an edge, and then luckily, yes, we got a 20-25% hike in
Okay.
our business with this technology.
Wow. So in 2020, because these teachers were sitting twiddling their fingers because schools were not running, you thought, let's just create a video depository
Yes.
where for every topic
Yes.
that for which there is a textbook that the topic is therein, and create those videos.
Perfect.
And you created, let's say, 30,000, 50, 40,000
Yeah.
videos.
Now it is almost 40-45,000.
Okay. And no competitor has this?
No, they do have, but if you see, I mean, I cannot challenge anyone.
Yeah.
But we know our quality.
Yeah.
We know how depth we have created those. I'll give you simple example.
Yeah.
people might tell you how to answer, but in our thought process, we always thought how this question arrived. So we wanted to give them the best. So after that, what we thought is like drawing book or supplementary, you call it, drawing book, general knowledge, copywriting, grammar, all that also what we understood, why not? Because generally, I mean, don't take me wrong, people don't give weightage to supplementary books. People give
Getting you.
weightage to math, science,
Yes,
social studies,
yes.
English. So you will not believe the drawing book and everywhere, because see, the classroom is of say 40, 50 child,
Yeah.
and drawing teacher is one. So
Yeah.
even as a teacher also has a limitation to make them understand how to hold the pencil, how to mix the color. So
Okay.
so then all that thought came and we created all our series in digital.
Okay. You're saying that yours is more comprehensive. Let's say, you don't need to name it. Let's say physics wala. They primarily do physics, maths, for chemistry, need subjects,
Correct.
etc., but not like basic topics for KGs and
Yeah.
grade 1.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I think they're doing it, but nonetheless. So you have more.
But still, I feel supplementary books nobody is thinking
Yes.
about it,
Yes.
and it's
yes.
a part of a curriculum.
Absolutely.
Art and craft, drawing, computer, GK, coding. So all that we have created all our videos.
Nice. Nice.
So we get a really, we can see that we are getting an edge
Okay.
over this. Yes.
Okay. Then, sir, I want to come to the OTT bit as well. But before that, I want to understand again your value chain, delve deeper into it. You said you have agreements with 400, 500 odd writers, authors. So how does the agreement work with them? Is it like I know a competitor in the listed space, which is like 6 times bigger than yours? Can that author be licensed with you as well as the competitor?
No one can do that.
Okay.
See, so our 60% books are copyright is with us,
Okay.
and in case of 30-40% writers who are celebrity in a kind,
Yeah.
but then we have a exclusive contract with them. If
Okay.
they are writing English for us, they cannot write English for any other publication.
Okay.
So that is the way we go ahead. So it's
Understood.
all exclusive agreement we get into it.
For how many years do you sign the agreement for?
So I mean, I don't think no authors have gone to any other, because they are also happy with our growth, and they are from so many years.
Okay.
Yeah.
But how many years, sir, usually? If you
5
can.
years.
5
yeah,
years.
5
Is
years.
the tenure?
Yeah.
Okay. After that, if needed, they can go into some other
Correct.
area.
But that is very few celebrity kind of authors.
Right.
Yeah. Otherwise, 90% all copyrights are belongs to us.
I wanted to ask to understand the cost structure. How much do you pay them? But then the problem is that one of the authors will hear and be like, I want this
So
much amount.
numbers I'll
So
not
I
be
will-
able to tell
yeah.
you.
I will skip that. Okay. And what if I've seen whether it is science textbook, maths textbook, a lot of things evolve. So, do you ask the author to revise it, then pay an amount?
Regularly.
Okay, it's not like the author gives you for 5 years and
Every year if we come across some suggestion from some schools,
yeah.
so we definitely change accordingly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Then and this content is decided by the board, CBSE board, ICSE.
Correct. Guideline.
Okay. And then they give you this,
Correct.
the company, and then you procure paper from where?
So all printer, mills, TNPL, there are so many mills are there.
Okay.
So we procure directly from there.
Okay.
And then we give it to the printer. So we select the paper, what kind of a paper, weightage, the papers, all that. My printing department deals with that.
Okay. And then you sell, and your sales team sells to schools.
Yes.
Now let's talk about the economics. Economics meaning, let's say MRP of a textbook that you're selling is 100 rupees. Do you give discounts to these schools or no?
Of course, otherwise it doesn't happen.
Okay.
So yes, there are a discount structure in the market.
Okay.
So we act accordingly.
Okay. So how much is the usual discount that you give?
So say now it's all, dimensions are changing every time.
Okay.
But then we still believe content only should speak.
Okay.
And yes, we get edge because of this technology and the content, but reasonably discount we offer to the market and people are happy. it's a kind of a, we have to create win-win situation.
Okay. This also I understand you will not give a figure. I see where you're going because one school will ask you, you're giving
Yeah,
this
yeah.
much, I'm not getting that much. So let's assume you're giving a 40% discount. Let's assume, presumption. So selling price would be 60 rupees.
Right.
Okay. On that 60 rupees, what is your cost?
So effectively, that also I'll not be able to reveal
Okay.
because it depends on the quantity,
Okay.
how many copies you sell.
Okay.
So the number of copies, then the cost is effectively less.
So that means, look, when I go to your operating margin, I understand you don't want to go delve into numbers. A lot of forces are there outside this room.
Yes.
26%, 25% is your operating margin at the moment.
Right.
Okay. So let's say on that, you get on the 100 rupees, sorry, on that 60 rupee book that you're selling after 40% discount, you are getting like 25% of it as margin. So everything else above that is going as cost, may it be printing cost,
Yes.
price to the author.
Infrastructure, the royalty, everything goes right.
Okay. And how does this payment structure work to the authors? Do you pay in advance or what?
No. So that's what I said. 90% is copyright with. So one time we pay to the authors. That is a one bucket. And second, we do everyone. I mean, we can always give advances, but March we settle the account. So it's year on year.
Okay. The reason I asked you is that there's a big lag in the time you pay the money and you receive the money, because I think you pay the authors much earlier, and then you receive the money from the customers much later.
Not about authors,
Okay.
but getting money from the market is the issue.
Okay.
So generally, the way cycle runs, we have to procure our books. We have to get it ready for the sampling presentation. So which happens in November. Then our sales team goes to the market. It takes 2 months, 3 months time, and then orders start coming for a CBSE market. So generally, the CBSE school starts from April.
Right.
So we get order from February, March, and then school starts by April. So business is done. But here the one more problem what we are facing, if you understand CBSE, they have to keep open admissions for June month also,
Okay.
because there are a lot of transfers are happening, government employee. So that part is, the books are remain with the dealer. So they don't settle the amount. So it takes till July, August.
Okay.
Because school has to give admission in any case if the child is going in month of June.
Understood.
So that part is always a problem with us. So
Okay.
that flow comes. Then in state board, we start our promotion by say January 15th we start slowly. February, March, April we get the order.
Okay.
And we have to supply because there are a lot of schools, so we can't do it in a day. So supply starts by April. We try to push because schools have holiday, so they have also enough time. So we deliver the books. Then the school starts from 15th of June.
Okay.
So then they start distributing the books. So that goes till August, September. So that's the money cycle happens.
Okay. The manufacturing happens simultaneously according to orders, or is it that you're manufacturing, keeping it in the warehouse?
No, so we have a trend. So we
Okay.
understand
Okay.
according to last year's, and yes, we have to get ready also.
Yeah.
The strategies what we understand, the where market we can take it with our new strategies. We create some drives also. So accordingly we understand.
Okay, so you basically manufacture first
Yeah,
according to a
yeah.
trend that you're predicting,
Yes.
and then you supply according to orders.
Absolutely.
My reason for the question was that because this curriculum keeps changing, the content keeps changing, the books might get outdated very quickly.
No, so in terms of syllabus changing,
Yeah.
we get prior notice from the government.
Okay.
So that way we are very safe.
Okay.
Before 1 year we understand which
Okay.
are the standard, which are the syllabus is going to change. So
Okay.
we get intimation.
Understood. So that reduces your scrap
Yes,
and
yes.
discardation of inventory.
Correct.
Understood. And so, okay, on the unit economics again, let's say I said 100 rupee MRP, 60 rupee is the selling price, and let's say 25% you keep, let's say 15 or somewhere between 12 to 15 rupees you keep
Right.
as your margin. Rest 45 odd rupees is your cost, printing cost, manufacturing cost, lease, all these things,
Correct.
right?
Correct.
Okay. And this cost that you're paying to the authors, is it amortized over the years, let's say 5 years, or is it
No, it is
one time?
on number of copies sold,
Okay. Royalty?
royalty.
You pay royalty to all authors?
Not all. That's what I
Not
said.
all. Okay.
Only 10%, 15%. The rest
Okay.
all one time.
Understood. Understood.
So the copyright belongs to us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And you said in the beginning itself that you supply to two boards. One is Maharashtra board, and one is, which is
Right.
local, one
Correct.
is CBSE board.
Correct.
And CBSE schools are all across the world. So do you supply all across the world or just India?
Yeah. So UAE, we are getting a good response, and bit of a Sri Lanka. But Sri Lanka again, the main course books are we will not be, because they don't have a CBSE. But yes, supplementary books like drawing, KG segment goes to everywhere.
Okay.
So there we get KG orders, then supplementary books. So just started penetrating Sri Lanka, so started getting a good response for supplementary books.
Sri Lanka, they're Indian schools?
No.
CBSE means?
CBSE means UAE has got around 130-40 schools
Yeah.
who follow central board.
Correct.
But Sri Lanka, all American schools of that kind of a thing.
Okay. Then how are you supplying to Sri Lanka?
So KG books are common. No?
KG books, right,
ABC,
sorry.
1 to 10, 1 to 100. So all that drawing, all
Okay.
that we supply there.
Okay. And what percentage of your revenues, let's say 100 crore revenue, what percentage would be from Maharashtra?
CBSE
And
so honestly, today, I mean, this balance sheet was almost 50-50%.
50, okay. When you came into the business, or let's say 10 years you came into the business, how was it, the mix? Ballpark numbers.
So we were only into state board.
Yeah.
So then my brother started coming in. So then we thought of, going, exploring rest of Maharashtra.
Okay.
So that's how we started with CBSE.
Okay.
And now I think today, this year will be 7 or 8 years in CBSE.
Okay.
So now we have all the books from K to 10 for CBSE.
Okay. And yes or no question, is CBSE margins better than Maharashtra margins?
Now honestly, dimensions are changing, but yes, CBSE margins are
Okay.
better.
Okay. Is exports margins better than local margins?
No.
Seriously?
Because we don't export, no? So it's a
Okay, you don't
parallel.
know yet.
Yeah,
You don't
so
know
it
yet.
goes from Delhi.
Okay.
So we just go and promote books in the UAE,
Okay.
and then a procurement happens in from Delhi. So
The dealers, you mean?
Yeah, dealers.
Okay. 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 So you sell to school directly, right? And schools and dealers, you mean?
No, so CBSE, I told you, 95% schools have their own dealers, vendors.
Right.
So they procure for them.
Okay. Okay. And so after 2020, a lot of things have changed.
Yes.
What is this OTT platform that you showed me? I thought because it's developed by, I'm sorry for my pre-notion, because it's developed in-house, a small company, the OTT would be slightly laggy or not completely proficient. But honestly speaking, I really liked your platform, meaning what you just showed me.
Thank you so much.
Okay. So what is your thought process, and what percentage of expense or a ballpark figure that you're expending on technology?
So yes, we are also excited. It's a kind of a revolution we have done, and honestly, last week we got a blessing from Sri Paresh Rawalji, who has inaugurated this entire OTT. So we got a blessing from Sir and said, you are not only doing a business, but you are thinking of nation building. It's a social responsibility. So whole thought process came after QR. We got a good edge. We got a 20% hike in our business. But I'll be very honest with you. It's my personal reading. I thought today, tomorrow, addiction of mobile might be a hurdle for us. So then we were thinking, schools will not allow, definitely no schools are allowing mobile.
Yeah.
So then we thought of, think something different, think
Okay.
something beyond books.
Okay.
So then one fine day we were just watching TV. I said, so many movies I'm watching on Netflix, Hotstar. So why not, educational channel? So then thought process started coming in. Then started meeting vendors, understanding. So all that process happened, and generally I every year personally I go to every state, different state I visit. I visit almost every year 200, 200 and 300, 200 and plus schools. So I understand the nitty-gritty, the gaps between teachers, students, management, publishers. So I thought we have to be something different.
Okay.
So I thought I understood the academic part according to teachers, according to my, I may be wrong, academic is say 25, 30%, but all round development is around 70% for the child.
Okay.
So teachers are management are taking a lot of pain, developing the child in a 360-degree. They have a sports, they have so many activities they are doing it for the child's development. So two things I wanted to share here with you. One, I understood the smart classroom business very well
Okay.
because I've started long back.
Okay.
But then the age gap between teachers and to handle the technology,
Yeah.
which I've came across.
Yeah.
So many schools they are not very comfortable using the technology, and very important point what I understood, very expensive affair getting a smart board in the classroom,
Yes.
and then softwares and a lot of things training to the teachers, and limitation of that facility
Hmm.
because which is available only in the school hours. So when student is going home, he cannot use those facilities. And second thing what we understood is every school is doing a lot of activities for the child, and they are using the platform of YouTube. So whatever activities they do, and COVID taught us everyone, so they started sharing all activities to the parents, but then the YouTube has a limit. Children might get distracted, and those content which teachers have really worked so hard for so many months, you annual functions, gatherings, so many things, and it can be deleted. So I thought there is a need of giving a school a super platform, and then this OTT came. So here what we have done in OTT, we have created in a three segments. So one, all our books which school prescribe will be available on TV, because luckily we have got all the videos, because PDF cannot be uploaded on OTT. And second, which I told you, the smart classroom where they show them the e-learning part. So that also I've inbuilt in my platform. And third, very importantly, schools can upload their own content, and we have given them enough space to upload, and which will be remain there. They cannot be, students cannot get distracted towards any. If you
Hmm.
if you open any YouTube, you will get a lot of ads.
Right.
Then they might go to Insta, or so schools are not allowing children to use mobile. Here family also can be part of the entire gathering, they can see.
Understood.
And I have seen students are getting different kind of a platform on the TV.
Okay.
So once the child sees himself on the TV, so definitely his confidence will really come up. So whole thought process came, and we launched in month of this. Paris has inaugurated,
Okay.
and we are getting a very good response for that.
Okay. So OTT meaning what? Like it's like a Netflix platform.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So we are doing a school's personalized OTT channel.
Okay.
So school will have, say, for example, you have a Don Bosco school, or any school. You have 3,000 students,
Yeah.
and every child will have school's personalized OTT channel where school can upload whatever content they want to, plus whatever books they recommend. those books will be available 24/7
Okay.
with all videos, and top of it e-learning will be available, where smart classroom has a limitation.
Understood.
So
Understood.
it is 24/7 at their home, and it is absolutely whichever schools we are going, they are appreciating like anything. And you know, academically also parents can be helpful for the child. So if you have facility, so they can use take a 100% benefit out of it.
Understood. So, let's say a school, let's say Poda International School or Don Bosco, like you mentioned, uses your textbooks. Okay.
Correct.
They have approved your textbook. They like the salesperson. Everything is done. Now, on top of just textbooks, you're going to provide their OTT platform as well
Absolutely.
as a
Yes.
package or separate cost.
It's a separate
Separate
cost.
cost. Okay. I'll come to the cost later. You had mentioned the number two. Then, let's say they have smart TV or on the phone, that kid can go and see all the QR code
Yes.
videos as well,
Yes.
and what?
And e-learning,
E-learning.
which is a detail. If they
Okay.
want to go in detail,
Okay.
so they have a facility is available for
Okay.
them.
And e-learning, and let's say when the teacher was teaching in the classroom, they recorded the session.
And they can upload.
They
if
can upload that particular session
can.
to this topic too.
Yeah, because you will be owner of the channel then.
Okay.
The school will be owner of the channel.
How much do you charge?
So
You can give a price band is also okay. Price band per student per month something.
so we are charging right now 25 rupees per month per child.
Okay. This is on top of the textbook cost.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
So honestly, we started with, because it was this is our first year, so we said, let give back to society, do something good for the schools.
Okay.
There are loyal customers,
Okay.
so we started with this 25.
So can I ask you a very blunt question? You have to say yes or no. Okay.
Yes.
When I used to buy textbooks, I was 100% sure this is not the real cost and they're overcharging like anything. Okay. When you sell to a school, does school keep their own margin while selling to the students? You don't need to name the school, nothing. Yes or no?
They might be, because see, it's a cost effective, so they,
Okay.
while distributing the books, so entire school team also must be working.
Okay.
And the logistic, and then they have some responsibility also, so I think they might keep some margin, they should keep.
Okay. Okay. Also, now let's just touch upon the financials before we wrap up. Um, you raised the money in 2024 because you had a huge debt in the books, and you wanted to put that debt down and like raise like 50 crores, use most of it to pay back the debt, and then use the pennies that's remaining as working capital. Correct?
Correct.
Okay. And you raised in the IPO how much?
49.5.
Okay, and like 47, 45 crores was gone to debt settlement.
No,
Huh.
no, not that much. Hardly, I think 12, 15 crore. 15 crore.
When I was getting here by cab, I went through your DRHP. So in DRHP, there is something called risk factors or key factors of risk. And point number 28 is very alarming for me. It said that our promoters have interests in other entities that are in the same business, and those businesses don't have a non-compete agreement with this listed company, and it named the companies that are in, primarily it was said a group company, Chetana Publication Private
LLP,
Limited,
yeah.
Chetana Book Depot,
Yeah.
and there were 2 or 3 other.
Chetana Publication Private Limited and Book Depot.
Okay.
So those, I mean, before COVID, we wanted, we got Eschan was happening, so we were, they were supposed to acquire us. So that time we created Chetana Publication LLP.
Okay.
But now it's all under one umbrella. So
Okay.
yeah, it is only Chetana Education, and for OTT we have created a Dija Education, Dija.
Okay.
So it is 100% subsidiary of Chetana Education.
Okay. So you have no other business interest?
Absolutely no.
You, your wife, your brother, no one has any other?
Only and only this. And we are excited now. My younger daughter has also joined,
Okay.
and Rakesh Bhai also has one daughter. I have 2 daughters.
Okay.
So one, she shifted to US, and the younger one just started. So now they want to, because of this AI and all that,
Yeah.
so they'll be taking care. So young generation, and they are very much interested in this kind of a business.
Okay. So we've seen Byju's, it reached $22 billion valuation at one point, was doing phenomenally well. And that was considered very interesting, what do you say, a new concept, but extremely how do you say this? It was very attractive from the outside to see Byju's grow. But then because of their expansion in the edtech space and the physical space, they have not been doing well. Let's put it at that.
Yes.
Do you foresee that situation for yourself?
So rightly said, yes. In COVID period, we understood there was, the resources was not available. So that time he got a boom. But honestly speaking, only technology will not work.
Okay.
Higher classes, we don't know. But if you see, writing cannot go away. Painting cannot go away. So it has to be digital. So only technology will not work.
Understood.
And so we have a market reach. So we only focus on distribution and marketing.
Okay.
So only technology, I personally I feel, and then luckily we got this super idea of OTT, which is highly appreciated by everyone. So we are looking good numbers.
Okay.
Yeah, and we just started. So hope for the best.
Excellent, sir. So in the future, what is your expectation that you'll grow by? Won't hold you accountable to it, but like personal expectation.
So I don't want to commit because we are little reserved, and if I give you surprise, you'll be happy. But year on year, 20-25% growth we can see.
Okay.
And the kind of OTT and all that we have started.
Okay.
So we are very sure about achieving our targets.
So last question. As a company, next, let's say 5 years, what is your vision for the company? As a promoter, you would have some vision that I want to be here. I want to have this much network. What is your vision?
So network, I will not tell you, but I'm a passionate guy, and entire team, all my team members who is working, if you see whenever you come, so they are highly engrossed with kind of a passion, kind of a atmosphere we create, and yes, coming young generation also. So I want to go global also with this OTT. I think a lot of things can happen.
Understood.
So I want to go global, and I want to be the best.
Excellent, sir. Very well answered. That didn't seem like it was your first time. And thank you very much.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.